Let's continue our introduction to Copernicus by looking at how we can export textures for use in other applications. So as always, this project file will be available on Patreon, but we set up this setup in the last video. We took a look at how we can import SOP information into COPS and use that to build different things like our height channel that we have here. So we'll use this as a demonstration. So you may want to export textures for use in other applications. Maybe you're creating bespoke textures for individual models, or maybe you just want to use your textures for use in other applications. Whatever it may be, you need to know how to export the textures from Copernicus. Personally, I think that there's a big benefit to rendering inside of Houdini. That's my personal preference, and the reason for that is you have access to all of the stuff inside of Houdini. You don't have to re-export stuff, and especially with Copernicus, you can leverage all of the procedurality of Houdini without having to bake anything out. So if you want to stay in Houdini, if you have any desire to stay in Houdini, then I highly recommend it. But there are cases where you need to export stuff, so we'll take a look at how we can do that. So for organizational purposes, I'm going to drop down a null. You don't have to do this, but in my opinion, this is the best way to go about it. So we'll take our ramp. This is going to be our height output here, so we'll wire this into our null. And then let's rename our null to height. And how we go about exporting textures is by using the ROP image output. Now, I'm going to start off by saying, as far as I know, there is no way to just export all of the textures all at once. You have to create a bunch of these ROP inputs or ROP image outputs and, create everything yourself. I really hope that in the future they take this preview material and give us an option to output all of the inputs that are wired in. That would be super, super nice. And hopefully that's something that they're looking at. But as far as right now, that's not an option that they are giving us. So we have to use these ROP image outputs. And the way that we're going to use this, we're going to take this null, we're going to copy this null, and we're just going to paste that path into our cop path there. And we're basically all set up here. So we can render out a frame range if we wanted to. We can specify a resolution here. We can obviously say our name. Now you can, I guess you could output all of your different passes or whatever your base color, metalness, roughness, all that stuff. You could export as a multi-part EXR if you really wanted to. I don't know why you would really want to do that. But I suppose that you could do that if you wanted to. I'm just going to change this from an EXR to a PNG just so we can look at it. But we have our default resolution here. We have basically the settings that we have here on this little bar. And then we have our color space conversion, which is super, super nice. So we have open color IO that we are able to use in, bake to display view or raw. And then we have our color space. So we can set this to bake out just ACES CG textures. So we can bake just straight ACES textures that are ready to go. You don't have to do any sort of conversion. If you would like, you can do sRGB, you can do raw, whatever you want to do, you have access to do inside of here. And then obviously we have our different AOVs down here if you wanted to do that or whatever. You also have some other settings here that I'm not really going to cover, just normal image output stuff there. So let's go ahead and click render to disk, and that is done. So we have our image here, so I can click on that and open that up, and you can see that we have our image that's being outputted here for our height. So I can hover over this. You see that this is a 1024 by 1024 image. So just pull that off the screen here. Let's set this default resolution to, let's do 4K, and let's click render to disk, and it is done. Can hover over it now and you see that it is 4K. So let's go ahead and just to show you how quick it is, I'm going to leave this partially on screen so I can click back to it quickly. I'm going to click render to disk and then it's done faster than I can click. That's how quickly it bakes out these textures. It's incredibly fast. It's not like you have to wait a very long time. They render out very, very quickly. So that is pretty nice. Now, as I said, I would love to see them add something that allows us to just one-click export everything here, or have like a bunch of settings or another node that we hook up into this that we can then set the output that we want, or a node similar to this that we can, set our color spaces or whatever, basically the settings that we have here, just have a resolution for all of them. We could have a individual color space for them, because obviously some of them you may want to render as raw versus others you may want to have a different color space. And then have, a file type that we can select for the different images as well. And then just one click export everything that we have wired into that node. I think that'd be super, super nice. Hopefully they look into adding something like that in the future. But as far as I know, you have to go individually using these ROP image outputs. If you have a different way, know of a different way, then make sure to let us know in the comments, because that would be super useful to be able to export everything all at once. But like I said, I don't think that's something that we can do quite at this moment. But anyways, I have a bunch of other videos on my channel that cover a bunch of other things inside Houdini. I also have been covering a bunch of the new stuff inside Houdini 20.5, so check out all of that if you're interested. We'll also continue to build upon the knowledge that we are building with this COPS series, the introduction to COPS, because there's a lot that is in COPS in 20.5, so there's a lot of information that we kind of need to go over and take a look at. But I wanted to cover a few of the things that people are probably going to be looking at doing first, so that you know kind of the basics of what you're doing. You can kind of explore some of the more simple nodes on your own, but we will also cover those as the series goes on. But anyways, hopefully this has helped you out. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.